When Evelyn moved next door, everyone thought she was perfect, kind, quiet, always smiling. But smiles can hide anything, even vengeance that's been waiting 13 long years. This is the story of the perfect neighbor. If you've ever met someone who hides their darkness behind a smile, hit that like button and get ready for one of the most chilling yet satisfying revenge stories you'll ever hear. In the quiet suburbs of Brookvale, the Miller family was everything people envied. Perfect house, perfect smiles, perfect life. When Evelyn Ross moved in next door, she fit right in, or so it seemed. She brought cookies, helped carry groceries, watered plants while they were away. Mrs. Miller often said, "She's the kind of neighbor everyone dreams of." But Evelyn's smile wasn't born from kindness. It was trained, practiced, perfected. Behind that calm voice was a memory she could never erase. 13 years ago, her little sister, Grace, worked as a babysitter for the Millers. One night, their baby was hurt. The Millers blamed Grace. They said she was careless, dangerous. Grace lost her job, her friends, her future, and one night, she lost her life. Evelyn remembered every word, every headline, every whisper of shame. The Millers walked away with sympathy. Grace was buried with blame. And now, Evelyn was back. At first, the Millers welcomed her. Mrs. Miller invited her for tea. Their teenage daughter, Lily, loved having her around. Evelyn laughed softly, listened carefully, and watched everything. Then the whispers began. One morning, Mrs. Miller found a faded photograph in her mailbox, a young babysitter smiling with their baby, Grace. She brushed it off as coincidence until that night when a soft lullaby began playing outside their house. The same lullaby Grace used to sing. The husband, Tom, dismissed it. Probably just kids messing around. But Mrs. Miller couldn't sleep. She saw shadows that weren't there, heard whispers through baby monitors long gone silent. Meanwhile, Evelyn kept smiling, watering her plants, baking pies, waving sweetly every morning. But every gesture carried a message, a certain kind of kindness that hurt. One evening, Evelyn brought a gift for Lily, a small stuffed rabbit, the exact same one Grace used to bring when she babysat. Mrs. Miller froze. Her hands trembled. "How did you—" Evelyn just smiled. "I found it in the thrift shop. Thought it was cute." Weeks passed, and Mrs. Miller began unraveling. She started drinking again, something she'd hidden for years. Her husband grew frustrated, calling her paranoid. Evelyn played the perfect friend. She'd sit close, hand on her shoulder, voice soft and careful. Sometimes guilt feels like ghosts, doesn't it? Mrs. Miller's face went pale. She never told Evelyn about Grace. No one had. But Evelyn always knew what to say. She left clues everywhere. A bracelet Grace once wore, a lullaby box, an old newspaper clipping, each one pushing the Millers closer to madness. The cracks in their perfect marriage turned into craters, arguments, slammed doors, police visits for noise complaints. Neighbors started whispering, "The Millers are changing." But Evelyn never missed a day of watering her plants. One night, Mrs. Miller woke up to find her old diary gone. The next morning, it was on the porch. Open, pages marked in red ink, words circled. That night. The lie. Grace. And on the last page, scrawled in thick crimson, "Truth always comes home." Trembling, Mrs. Miller screamed for her husband. Tom stormed to Evelyn's door, pounding. She opened it, calmly, in her nightrobe, tea in hand. He shouted, "What the hell are you doing to us?" Evelyn tilted her head, smiling faintly. "Doing to you? I'm not doing anything, Tom. You did this 13 years ago." He froze. "Who are you?" She stepped closer, her eyes glinting under the porch light. "I'm Grace's sister." Mrs. Miller stumbled backwards, gasping, You can't." Evelyn placed a small camera on the table. "Don't worry, you don't have to confess to me. You already did." She pressed play, and their voices echoed back from the night before. Every whispered argument, every admission, every ounce of guilt recorded. Within hours, the video appeared online. The perfect family's dark secret. By morning, the world knew. The Millers' faces flooded every screen. They lost their jobs, their reputation, their friends. Mrs. Miller was admitted to a psychiatric facility. Tom disappeared, leaving only a note, "I can't face it anymore." Weeks later, Evelyn sold the house. As the moving truck pulled away, she looked at the empty home next door. Curtains drawn, silence heavy. She smiled. Not with joy, not even with satisfaction. Just peace. As her car drove away, the camera followed her rearview mirror. A new neighborhood sign appeared ahead. "Welcome to Maple Street." Maybe for Evelyn Ross, revenge wasn't a destination. It was a lifestyle. They built their perfect life on a lie. She built her revenge on the truth. And in the end, only one of them was still smiling. Sometimes revenge doesn't shout. It whispers through smiles, through kindness, through patience. And when it finally arrives, it feels almost gentle, like justice wearing a human face. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like the video and tell us in the comments, do you think Evelyn went too far, or did the Millers deserve everything? Subscribe for more dark stories where karma has a face and sometimes it smiles.